What is up, you awesome kissers and CistReactZ guys? Retaking this video because I realized that the first 2 minutes of this was a merch promotion for MatPat. If you want to go check that out, go check out his video. Link in the description on mine. After you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, of course. Today we're reacting to Game Theory FNAF, the clue that almost solves everything. FNAF security breach. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to Game Theory, and comment down below. Alrighty, let's get into this. And by the way, if you guys are asking me in the comments, I am going to react to the end of the Memeverse episode 3 trailer, probably later tonight or tomorrow. Also, I reacted to the end of the Memeverse episode 2 as well on the channel. I don't know if YouTube sent notifications, but it's definitely on my channel. And if you guys are looking for extra gaming content on my FB gaming channel, CistReactZ, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, I am posting Valorant and Call of Duty content, Call of Duty Warzone content there every day, so go check that out. All right, let's get into this.
Milking, I mean covering the major mysteries of security breach. And you know what?
Did you just say milking? Just call that.
I think I've solved most of it. 7 years ago, I made this video, The Clue That Solves Five Nights at Freddy's, where we put together
so he titled it just like that.
The concept that the first 4 games of the series were
God, remember when YouTube used to look like that?
Inside the mind of a child. In that episode, there were lots of points of evidence, but ultimately the conclusion hinged on one key design detail: the alarm that brought each night to a close at 6:00 a.m. A grandfather clock for 3 games and a digital clock for number 4. 3 games in the
terrifying
child's house where we see a grandfather clock. The 4th
how this
in a hospital.
how the alarm clock has evolved over the years.
Ironically enough, is the one whose gameplay is happening in a recreation of the house. Ooh, there's a reason this series is so difficult to talk about. Anyway, the reason I bring that video up is because today's theory works.
What we missed, the circle.
There's
nothing even in there.
Security breach, pulling at what
like nothing at all.
The strongest thread. Gregory as the crying child, reborn in a robot body.
Ah, yes, that was his last theory I watched. Check that out if you haven't.
Elizabeth in the form of Vanessa, and we've covered a lot of evidence trying to support that claim.
Gregory driving, he's hitting the road.
Voice lines, robotic eyes, the satisfying narrative arc that it provides the game's 3-star ending. I mean, it's a lot. There are 2 episodes that are jam-packed full of discussion around.
Well, if you guys are enjoying these game theory videos, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Let me know in the comments down below if you think MatPat's theories are cool. I like to read what you guys say.
Just like with the clocks and the dream theory, it's the one clue that is so specific, so intentional that it confirms that this was the main intent of the game. Until, of course, they decide to retcon it all due to bad audience feedback to keep the franchise going for another 7 years. Sorry, guys, I hate to say it, but I think I'm unfortunately right this time. Gregory is a robot, and he's the crying child reborn. And by the end of today, I think you're gonna be convinced. And then from there, we're gonna talk about how
I'm already convinced from the last episode. Kind of racked my brain and made me think about it.
46. It all begins here, the post-it room.
God, this room.
This is unexpected. After exploring the sewers to decommission,
that room was terrifying.
Gregory winds up here, a room full of glowing staff bot heads and lots of post-it reminders on literally every surface. I mean, this thing is a flashing neon sign that says "important lore here," and yet in online discussions, it's been largely
I walked right past this room.
Switched in the middle of the game, overshadowed by the animatronics.
I remember just walking right through it when I played. I didn't want to investigate anything.
Be hidden in here. Trying to figure it out was like finding a needle in a haystack.
So what is this? What are we looking at here?
This man, after getting chased by Chica.
Is it obvious, Matt? What is it?
You get to a certain age. And you gotta start taking notes.
This dude.
Notes?
Yeah, you just leave them around.
Okay.
But also there's robot heads.
So with that,
yeah, you gotta leave your robot heads around, yeah.
Literal hours off camera trying to look at every single post.
Just leave places to place them.
Picture. And the answer I got was, do not do that. Learn from my mistakes. It took me so long, only to discover that the game files had been dug up and the post-it textures were just there in 3 simple images. Thanks to Spot for uploading these to GitHub.
Y'all are so weird. How do you find this stuff?
I actually realized that there are 3 phases to the post-it notes. One that's barely legible, another where the spelling and drawing improve slightly, and the final where they become nearly perfect. It looks like someone is trying to learn how to write and draw, slowly getting better over time. And it all begins here with a note written in binary. When you first enter the room,
011, isn't that like kill or something?
Which, if I were to guess, is Steel Wool trying to draw our attention to the most important post-it clues in what otherwise is a very crowded and busy looking room. On it, we get this binary string, which translates to "Why is
Never mind.
theory. That's it.
I was-
The grammar, I think, is intentionally bad because this is a computer coming into consciousness, asking the question, why am I alive? And doing it written in binary, the language of machines,
What?
computers,
How
robots.
do y'all know
Elsewhere in the
this,
room
bro?
is more binary that translates to hide. Whatever this thing
I always
is,
thought
it's
011
scared
meant
and it's
die or
confused.
something.
It hides until it can better understand what or who it's meant to be. The other illegible Phase 1 notes here are random flashing thoughts. The sky, kids, love, random glimpses of memories coming into focus. The phrase, I can feel it, is this creature coming into consciousness. And this right here, you are something family, which looks like Afton family.
No, that does not look like. No! Okay. I never say shit during these theories because it's a theory, you know. He's not right, he's not wrong. He's just theorizing stuff, you know. That's the whole point of the video. He's not trying to say, "Oh, I'm smart and I'm right," but he does pull up some really smart stuff from the community and himself. But come on, man. I gotta watch that again.
Family, which looks like Afton.
Dude, come on. Bro, I can wave a pen on a piece of paper and it's gonna look exactly like that. Like, bro, I use this pen. I wave it on a piece of paper and I swear to God, that's the exact thing that's gonna show up. It says nothing there. I don't even know. It definitely says you are, but, and it does say family at the end. I don't know what that middle part says, but definitely not Afton. It looks like a J and a H caked in between there. God, I love Pat. One more time. I don't rewind like this too much in reaction videos, but.
And this right here, you are something family, which looks like Afton family, but it's pretty unclear. In short, it appears to be a machine that started speaking binary, but as more and more memories start to take hold, it begins to write in normal alphabetic characters.
Oh my God.
When you dive into the notes from phases
I love
2 and
MatPat's
3,
channel.
though, things start to
Please
get much
subscribe to it.
clearer. It's mainly
Subscribe to me too. We have a lot of comedy like that here.
parties, happy place, birthday time, family, a pile of presents, some
just
cake,
crazy like
let's
that.
get snack, fun, friends forever, pizza time. Nothing particularly earth-shattering
Pizza
for a
time.
series about pizza restaurants. But then there's one posted in
Oh,
Phase
man.
3 notes that really stands out. The one clue that truly brings together the last 2 months of research.
Please be scribbles.
This thing is the linchpin. It's our smoking gun, my friends. And it all boils down to a present
that?
alongside 3 simple words, all for
Aw,
me.
dang
The
it.
party was
It actually
all
says
for
it.
me. Does that mean anything to you?
All
Because
for me?
It certainly does for me. You see, in the FNAF survival logbook,
That's what I was just about to say.
this workbook full
I just
of
thought about that.
themed activities, you have 3 voices speaking through the pages. Michael Afton writing his answers in red pen, the vengeful spirit Cassie
Yeah.
using lightly faded text, and the crying child.
See, I only noticed because I watched his videos. Otherwise, I would have been like, what?
Conversation that happens between Cassidy and the crying child.
Or the information
plays
would have been
out like
lost if I didn't
this.
watch
Cassidy
MatPat.
says the party was for you.
Yeah.
And the crying child responds, it was for me. All for me.
Oh, God.
Suddenly, all the party imagery makes sense. The balloons, the cake, the kids. This is the bite victim, the crying
bite
child,
victim.
coming into consciousness
Oh,
and
snap.
remembering the birthday party that took his life. And using this
Oh,
context, suddenly
snap.
everything in these notes takes on a whole new meaning. In the first phase of notes, we see a crudely drawn house with a set of arrows pointing towards what looks to be a strange set of doors. Maybe another building? Which admittedly doesn't make much sense
What?
unless this is the crying child, who, in FNAF 4, would
I'm sorry, without my
walk
glasses,
down
that look like a
and
bunch of
much
scribbles.
sense Unless this is the
Okay, no.
crying child, who, in
It definitely is a
FNAF
bunch of
4 would
scribbles.
walk down and to the right and then back up to go to Freddy's with his brother every single day. In the
But
phase
true that.
3 notes, we see this close-up of a bear, which would have been the last thing that the crying child saw before his head got chomped.
True
The
that.
Yellow, green, and red, those are the flashing lights above the Fredbear stage as he gets bit. Or, you know, maybe it's the balloons on the nearby table for someone who can't tell the difference between blue and purple. Even things like hide and no hide relate to the crying child's behavior throughout FNAF 4. He hides under tables, and he is constantly made fun of for it throughout the game. We also see
Dang.
a lot of dialogue
Forgot
about
about
run
that.
away, just like on the post-its. Digging deeper, we also start to see other patterns emerging. The number 7 shows up repeatedly as both a set of tally marks as
Now we
well
just
as
need
a
the
set
number
of 6
8.
faces with a smaller
Alright.
7th one off to the side.
Jokes out
This
the way.
ties us directly back to FNAF VR, where we had a glitching purple gravestone for Afton in the middle of 7 normal animal gravestones, 5 missing children, Charlie the puppet, and the
That's another piece of
smaller
information I
face
missed.
John, the crying child. As he says in other notes,
Wait, FNAF the Cult. Have I watched that one?
my friends, there's also repeated use of the number 3. 3 faces, 3 kids, words repeated 3 times like home, 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 and fun, 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 3 slices of pizza, 3 presents, even just counting to the number 3. So what would that mean? Well, think about it. We've seen a lot of references
This
to
is
a
my
house and
home, family,
throughout these
house.
post-its. Seems to me like it's a reference to the 3 Afton kids, Michael, Elizabeth, and the crying child himself. And the thing that brings all of it together isn't a post-it note, but instead the table higher up in the room where we see the staff bots arranged like a family at dinner. A mother and a father alongside their 3 kids. 1 red-headed pigtailed girl, 1 boy, and a kid with his head bit off. And just to hammer it all home, in the middle of the table, the collectible is a poster for Fredbear's family diary.
Oh, that was in there?
Bite.
Oh, bro. Like I said, when I played Security Breach for the first time, you can go watch this on the video. I was so, like, just tripped out from being chased by Chica. I remember just skipping this whole room and I didn't want to interact with anything because I was that scared, like...
The place where all of this began. It looks
A whole
like the
Fredbear
robot
poster.
Finally figured out who he was, and he started to recreate his family. The robot is the crying child, which by proxy then has to be Gregory. And if you need further proof of humanoid robots in the game, Illy Becky on Reddit caught this detail from Sister Location. Humanoid heads, ones that look very similar to Gregory's face. Oh, and a last thing, much to everyone's excitement, there's actually a new book series coming out later this year. A new season of Fazbear Frights called Tales from the Pizzaplex, obviously referencing the location in Security Breach. The cover of the first book in the new series, Robot Kid. There it is. Which leads us then to the last puzzle of Security Breach, the retro CDs. For those of you who don't know, there are 16 CDs around the map that you can only find once you've upgraded Freddy's eyes. From there, you take the CDs to a hidden room designed to look exactly like Mike's room from Sister Location. These CDs seem to be recordings of the therapy sessions for 2 patients. Patient 71, who we mentioned last time is clearly Vanessa, and patient 46, who we never get to hear speak. And over the course of the various sessions, 46 and 71 are set up to be direct opposites of each other. Vanessa likes flowers, patient 46 does not.
Oh, you like those? The janitor on this floor has a garden and has been putting bouquets in the offices here for years. What's the problem? Oh, the flowers? I'll move them.
Vanessa likes blue skies and doesn't like dark basements. 46 prefers it dark.
I like the blue sky. I don't like dark basements. Oh, right. Too bright. When the shade's pulled, it feels like we're in a cubbyhole or a cave.
They're definitely direct opposites of each other.
Candy, 46 does.
Would you like a candy? No, thank you. Those have 35 calories apiece. Sure,
Wow.
you can have a candy.
Clearly, we're meant to see these characters as opposites, which is why so many people online considered that patient 46 might actually be Vanny, Vanessa's alter ego possessed by Glitch Trap, or even more extreme, Vanessa's evil twin sister, considering the fire ending shows us a dead Vanny on the ground and Vanessa looking down from the burning building's roof. But let's quickly talk about those 2 interpretations. First of all, Vanessa and Vanny are the same person. They have to be.
Yeah, they
All
have to be.
evidence
I'm
leading to
sorry.
this game in places like FNAF
I really hate the dispute that Twitter had that Vanny and Vanessa were like different people. Like, come on, man, they have to definitely be the same person. Because why does Vanessa disappear and then Vanny comes? And then why does Vanny disappear and then Vanessa's suddenly there? You know, like, if that was the point, if the point was that they were different people, then they'd be at least spawning in the same place in the game at a time, at a certain time. I don't know. Just to show us that they're different people, but there's always one or the other in the game. Tell me in the comments, do you think Vanny is the same as Vanessa? Do you think they're different people? Let me know. I think they're polar... I almost said polar opposites. Wow, I'm such an idiot. I think they're the same person.
Vanessa A getting mind hacked by Afton and reluctantly following his orders. And in this game,
Haha,
we
the reluctant
still have
follower.
Pieces of evidence.
I caught
For
that.
instance, in the CDs,
Nice one.
we learned that Vanessa is buying fake fur to make the Vanny costume.
On your breaks, it looks like you were shopping for a costume. You purchased some fake fur material. What are you gonna make?
A bunny
If
costume to
she's
kill
not the one
people
wearing
with?
it,
No.
why would she be making it? To me, the fire ending here is meant to be symbolic. We haven't beaten Princess Quest yet, so Vanessa's spirit is still trapped inside that burning building, but her body has died. She is one person. But could the persona of Vanny actually be patient 46?
Definitely
And
is.
evidence just doesn't seem to add up to that. Throughout their sessions, we get multiple indications that the therapist is speaking to
As
a
in
child.
the same
way they speak
person.
to patient 46 here.
That's
You
what I
don't
meant.
want me to get in trouble, do you? I could be put in the corner for a timeout. Yeah, you think that's funny, huh?
And again here.
Tragedy always leads to a feeling of loss. It's a hole that feels funny, right?
The way they explain simple words.
And I'm surprised by your knowledge of computers. You're something of a phenom. Do you know what that word means? It means you have unusual skill, like a hacker.
The way they point out that 46 doesn't fit into the chair.
That chair doesn't really fit you, does it?
They even mention the fact that they specifically work with children.
You know, I work with people of all ages, from little kids to the very elderly.
I understand that therapists would want to treat alters as they see themselves, but this just doesn't seem to fit. At no point do we get an indication that Vanny sees herself as a child. But now let's go back to what we assume we know about 46. They're a kid, they like the dark, they like candy, they're really good with computers. In fact, they're a bit robotic themselves, answering questions.
Oh, I see where he's going with this.
When I read your account of what happened, it came across as, well, more of an.
Is he trying to say that patient 46 is actually Gregory?
Narrative. Oh, sorry. You don't know what that means, do you?
Here again, we get another example of the therapist having to explain a relatively simple word. Now, look at our post-it room. It's a dark cave underground, outright labeled as "This is my home." On the central cardboard box is a drawing
MatPat
of
might just be onto something.
A robot would be emotionally detached and would also be great at hacking. Heck, the therapist does tell patient 46 to write down their feelings.
I suggested you write down exactly what made you so sad and scared.
And if this room isn't an example of that, I don't know what is. Taking it one step further, if I'm right in saying that Gregory is indeed the robot that came into consciousness here, that's why he doesn't fit into the chair. He's a kid. That's also the reason Steel Wool couldn't let us hear 46's voice throughout these therapist tapes. It would give away the game.
yeah!
And immediately take away the mystery of who 46 is, since we hear Gregory talk so much.
Actually, wait, no. I'm thinking about something else. I forgot they cut out names and then they garbled it up. But what MatPat said was different. Like, you actually don't hear patient 46 talk at all. I was thinking about, like, that one time where they name-dropped Vanessa's parent, but they, like, garbled the audio, I think.
Gregory, a robot kid
Never mind.
hiding out in the Pizzaplex, actively be seeking out therapy. He's not in a school of any kind, and he's not employed, so it wouldn't be mandated. What is going on here? Well, over the course of the 16 CDs,
What
we
the
listened to
heck?
both patient 46 and Vanessa visit a total of 5 therapists. All
If I remember
of whom
correctly,
are
they garbled up the audio.
mangled to death by machinery. But the deaths here aren't arbitrary. If you track the tapes, each therapist ends up getting killed off immediately after they start asking Vanessa about encrypted messages that she's been receiving from a mysterious figure.
Your performance reviews are good.
True that.
But a routine check of your online history has revealed that you spent quite a bit of time with someone in an encrypted conversation. We have transcripts, and I've read them.
Dead the next session.
The messages you're getting seem very manipulative in nature. You know who I'm talking about. Why won't you open up about it? These files are full of details about your life.
Again, dead the next session. When the encrypted messages
they're asking
get
too
brought up to
much.
46, same thing.
When I saw some of your recent
Like, bro,
encrypted
2 people dead and you're still
conversation
asking questions,
logs,
Fazbear?
at
That's
first,
fucked
I
up.
thought I was looking at more examples of you just talking with yourself. Then I realized it was different. When I study this, it sounds like there is someone else responding to you.
A
Dead.
third therapist bites the dust. The therapists cover all sorts of topics. Bad childhoods, work history. One therapist even confronts patient 46 with all the other dead therapists. Nothing.
That
No
was
response.
smart.
It's only
I remember
when
that
the
one.
encrypted messages come up and they're
Idiot.
suddenly marked for death. We also know that it's 46 doing the killing here. The dead therapists are a complete surprise to Vanessa.
Hi, go ahead. Sit down.
I don't know you. What happened to...
Oh, we'll get to know each other in no time.
But to 46, just business as usual.
Why did you lie? Why don't we come back to this another day?
You won't be going back another day.
As though that's not going to happen.
He's shaking his head because he knows that now she is also marked for death. To me, all of this screams of 46 keeping tabs on Vanessa. He's going to therapy not for himself, but rather to follow her actions, making sure that she's not saying anything that she shouldn't about these encrypted messages. And when the therapists do get too close to the truth, they're bumped off. We learn in one of the last CDs that patient 46 isn't being manipulated, but is instead the one doing the manipulation.
I don't think you're being manipulated here. I think you're the one doing the manipulating. No comment? Huh?
Putting 2 and 2 together would tell us that patient 46 is the one communicating with Vanessa. He's controlling her life for some reason. In fact, 46
for some
appears to be
reason.
the reason Vanessa is working at the Pizzaplex in the first place. One odd detail of the in-game messages is that Vanessa was not supposed to get the security job. In the message marked for deletion,
Not supposed to
we
get the
see that
security
Vanessa's
job.
lack of security experience gets the interviewer to not recommend her for the job, and yet she's hired anyway, despite, as it says in another message, no prior qualifications. In both messages, we're told that it's an internal reference coming from the top that got her the job. Someone has brought Vanessa here for a specific purpose, and who better than a hacker that's clearly established to be in the Pizzaplex's email?
And they just let that
Agent
go?
46,
You know?
Gregory. In short, it looks like Gregory is manipulating the situation.
That would be so weird if we were
determined
playing
to
the
get Vanessa to
villain.
work at the Pizzaplex, following her to all her mandated therapy sessions, and ultimately killing off anyone that gets too close to the truth. I mean, after
did
all,
just kinda come
Gregory
out of
is
nowhere,
not
too.
opposed to using a bit of violence to get what he wants.
We have to get these. We can upgrade you.
He's also not opposed to lying about it.
This upgrade, it was Chica's. Please be honest. How did you get it?
When I was in the kitchen earlier, she fell into some sort of garbage smashing.
He didn't hesitate.
Well, she's still functional.
He
But
didn't lie
why?
there.
Why is he going to all of this effort? Well, combine it with what we saw in the post-it room. There's a family reunion scene. Multiple post-its referring to family, the 3 siblings, their house. Remember what I said earlier? A robot has come into consciousness and is trying to reclaim what he lost, his family. He wants the family back together, and so he's doing everything in his power to make that happen. Using his hacking skills, he's managed to break into staff files, so he knows that there's something off about Vanessa. Maybe he even knows that his dad's consciousness is inside of her. He's also got his brother in Freddy and his dad in the basement. The family in this game is truly coming together again.
It really
Reclaiming
is.
What crying child once lost. And that's it. That's the whole theory done. There are definitely no holes or flaws to anything I just said. Don't look any deeper than
Wow.
everything I just told you. All right, fine. There might
This
be
dude, Matt.
itty-bitty holes to all of this explanation. Namely,
Yeah?
some of the info that we get from
Remind
the
me?
last 2 CDs. If patient 46 is Gregory, then why is he glitching the system to make all the animatronics scarier? If he lured Vanessa to the Pizzaplex, then
True.
why would he then be avoiding her throughout the game? Why would he be surprised to see Afton in
True.
the basement if he's trying to bring the family all together?
Boo,
There's
I'm
also
back.
the mystery
This
of the
dude.
whole parent story. 46 is said to have good parents.
None of what you said in your file about your parents was true. The truth is, you had great parents, a great childhood. Why did you lie?
But how would records of good parenting exist for a robot who presumably had no parents? Or the crying child whose records presumably would say that he was dead? Or even if you don't believe those theories, if 46 is Gregory and Gregory's just a homeless kid, that doesn't sound like he would have had a great childhood or any sort of home life. But the kicker, the one to me that makes this really difficult to explain, is this email that I had long forgotten about from FNAF AR. Strap in for
Uh-oh.
this one, friends. Hey, Nat,
Let's see it.
Hope things are good. I saw you ordered 3 lifelike human male rubber masks, and I was dying to ask what they're for. Sounds to me like a robot kid is confirmed, but it also
Wow.
sounds to me like Vanessa built it or gave rise to this robot kid. If so, then I ask again, why would Gregory be avoiding her throughout the game? I mean, the best I could come up with is that somehow Gregory escaped and is now convinced that Vanessa is trying to shut him down because of his rogue programming. I mean, it's not a bad idea, but then why
God.
would he be luring her to the Pizzaplex? It's like one half of each explanation works, but then when you try to connect it back with
I know we're back. I know we're like in the middle of a serious thing, but look how evil this looks. God.
idea, but then why would he be luring her to the Pizzaplex? It's like one half of each explanation works, but then when you try to connect it back with like the other half of the theory, they end up contradicting each other.
Yeah.
Which is really frustrating.
God, it's so crazy too how after all this time FNAF like does not give us like answers, bro. Like we get more questions than answers when we're playing this game. Like we just can't by default just play the game, see an ending and be like, "Oh, hey, Michael's in the robot." You know? Michael has to just like kind of hint that he might just be in there. You know, it's God.
Two other options. First, the robot kid from the post-it room is entirely brand new.
Wish we
Or
just
the
got
second
answers.
option is it's someone that we never see in the game.
You know what? No, I blame you, FNAF community, who are watching this video. This is what y'all get. You showed Scott, the troll, you know, the guy who's been messing with us all these years, that y'all can solve any puzzle that he throws your way. And now he's gonna keep on making these games, or Steel Wool and Scott, or whatever, however that's working now. He's gonna make these games more complicated because they know y'all are gonna solve that puzzle.
Now, the first option of a brand new
And a dumb person like me's gotta wait for y'all to solve the puzzles.
It could literally go anywhere and solve everything. As for option 2, Baby, just like with Gregory, there are certain things that fit and other things that just don't. Baby, like Gregory, could want to put the family back together. Baby has always wanted to make
God, that is cursed. No.
proud, so she'd be quite happy to kill off therapists that got too close to the truth, just like we see with 46. And she would willingly spread the Afton virus to make the animatronics scary in order to bring Daddy back. If she's using illusion discs, or if she acts like she does in the books, then it's possible that she'd be able to take the form of a child and make up a backstory. She's also a character that canonically loves disguises, just like Patient 46.
It reminds you of a mask, like a disguise? Yeah, I can see that. You like the idea of being disguised? Disguises let you be sort of invisible, don't they?
There's also a line about the therapist being able to see Patient 46's eyes.
That's better. On this side of the desk, I can see your eyes.
And we know that Baby's eye color has always been an important detail in the past.
Green.
But as with Gregory, there are still a number of holes with this line of thinking. Baby/Elizabeth likes flowers. Patient 46 doesn't. We also know Baby hates being in the basement of Sister location. So then why, as Patient 46, would she prefer to live in a cave rather than blue sky? In short, as I wrap up my overall coverage of Security Breach, I guess I gotta summarize it like this. This game is frustrating from a lore standpoint. Smaller questions like Glamrock Bonnie and Golden Freddy, yeah, those are pretty easy to answer. But when it comes to what this game was actually about, no one theory actually solves it all in a clean way. There are references to every corner of the FNAF universe in here, but as a result, nothing fits cleanly together to solve everything.
Yeah.
There are pieces that always dangle or always contradict something else. Do I think the crying child is here based on the post-it room? Yes, absolutely. Is he Gregory? I mean...
I just like how this theory started with just like, yeah, this little motherfucker is a crying child. He is. And then by the end of the video, he's like, I mean, maybe, but I think he's still a crying child. Like, you know?
Right now, I think that he's our best option. Is he also Patient 46?
Before any map pad fans get at me, I'm just joking. I know it's a theory. Right, wrong, doesn't even matter here. He's just hypothesizing stuff. I know. I'm just giving him crap. I'm joking. But it really does seem that way. That's what FNAF does to us, though. FNAF just makes us always second guess everything. It's always been doing that.
Start acting that way now. Individually, small pieces of the mystery make sense, but when you take a step back and look at the wider
like when you think about the FNAF lore, be ready to second guess what you're just thinking.
That's been created, that's when things start to fall apart. And I think that is what is so frustrating with this title. So that's what I'm left with. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you seeing things that I'm not? Hopefully it
Dude, if there is something that I've ever felt while watching a Matt Pat video, it is this comment. I don't know who you are, but if that's even a real YouTube channel, I feel him. I feel that. Like, bro, after FNAF 3, I have no idea. Like, I keep up with the story to the point where I have a grasp on what's going on currently. But like, bro, after it just left the realm of a guy is taking kids and putting them in the back room and stuffing them in suits, and now they're possibly hiding the suits and doing the same thing. After all of that got cleared up and it was in the air, when the Afton arc started, learning about his kids and all that stuff, that have no idea. Because you always have to second guess everything.
Sparked some ideas in your
That's
head.
what Scott does, keep people on their toes, I guess.
Live right now. I am officially live with other members of Team Theorists, other FNAF tubers, all of us covering.
Yeah, Daco and FNAF, I think, was on that one.
Other theories that.
Yeah, I think he's just talking about the live stream. But anyway, guys, that is the FNAF, the clue that almost solves everything. If Game Theory ever drops another FNAF theory, which he probably won't until we get like some more information, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below, subscribe for more Comic History Day. Let me know if you guys want more FNAF. Let me know what you guys think about this theory video. Let me know what you guys are thinking FNAF, react requests, all that stuff. Put it in the comments, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.